conversation begins about Kira, revealing their deep aversion to yuan energy and phantom towers. The Kira people attempted a space migration plan before a major disaster in 2064, but it was only partially successful. They remained trapped in the depths of space, refusing to return to Ida and demanding the shutdown of phantom towers before considering rebuilding their homes elsewhere. Discussion shifts to inhibitor technology, specifically comparing T3 and T5 models. The T5 inhibitor design from 2063 proved superior to the currently used T3 model. This raises questions about why Hijati deliberately created an inferior T3 version when they had access to better T5 technology. The conversation turns to issues accessing the virtual Ida world, with attempts being rejected by Gestos. It is revealed that Xiao Kong, a new artificial intelligence, has replaced the original Gestos and is protecting virtual Ida world data while learning about inherited information. The scene transitions to a poignant moment where Mr. Shia hesitates to enter a shelter, feeling guilty about past failures as a leader. Through an emotional exchange with Sally, he confronts his fears about facing those he left behind. The dialogue emphasizes themes of courage, responsibility, and facing one's mistakes. The group finally approaches the shelter, noting changes including new residents since their departure. They discuss how Zylin has been managing the facility and reflect on their journey since it all began. The focus turns to bringing new healing tools to make life safer for shelter residents. The scene culminates in an emotional reunion with Zylin. Despite initial awkwardness and unspoken tensions, Zylin welcomes them warmly, expressing concern over their absence and revealing she had been keeping tabs on them through France. The interaction hints at both past hardships and hopeful prospects for reconciliation. A conversation begins expressing concern for someone who has been mistreated. The discussion reveals they have an Authorizer and have returned safely to a place called shelter. Despite physical discomfort, they maintain a positive attitude about their condition. The conversation shifts to discussing positions and responsibilities at different locations, including Juyu, Mingjing, and Xuanwu. An offer is made for an assistant position requiring an internship, with reassurance that returning to the shelter from Juyu is always an option. Discussion about work done at Hijay, particularly fixing their supercomputer. Talk of establishing connections between Vela and Juyu due to similar environments. However, Yasha presents special environmental challenges that make certain contacts potentially problematic. News about Hijade's new T5 Qualifier is shared, noting its superior performance compared to the T3 model. Plans are made to organize production with the Banquis, with hopes this will reduce human mutation risks. A child named Carrot is mentioned in connection with Hilda. The conversation turns to investigating the disaster in Gawon and dealing with Ida's son. The Frigga seeks information about the Gestos, which connects to the suspect's plans. Despite potential dangers, a decision is made to meet with them. A lively interaction between Sierra and Carrot shows their playful rivalry. Sierra has sent people to search for Carrot back, who had sneaked out to watch snow. The scene depicts typical childish banter about height differences. The narrative shifts to a serious discussion with Nemesis about meeting Frigga. Valkyrie appears and discusses Sierra's condition, revealing long-term health issues that require periodic dormitory rest periods. Important revelations about a perfect Authorizer system emerge. Discussion centers on a 50-year training period and the necessity of using Archangel technology for transformation. Questions arise about sacrifices made in the name of salvation. The focus turns to Hayade's control over Vela and Asia, examining why Asians need willpower to resist alienation, while Vela people only require gene modification. A secret experiment involving heming is revealed. The conversation concludes with complex discussions about Archangel abilities, including a sixth sense called altered perception. Scientific findings suggest that nuclear radiation might better be termed altered radiation, with implications for human original energy. An intense discussion about altered energy reveals that nuclear radiation is actually connected to the void in the Archangel, not the original energy source as commonly believed. The altered phenomenon in Asia stems from a space-time disaster that occurred 50 years ago. Vela and Asia have both experienced the Great Disaster, but their altered environments differ significantly. Vela remains relatively safer as its space-time appears resistant to alterations. Using a tsunami metaphor, Asia represents a sunken fragment while Vela reached shore safely. The Blackstone civilization in the Ninth Hell shares similarities with Ada's situation. This connection explains why Huiming can survive in Vela and why the Ninth Hell's energy can power nuclear reactors. The Blackstone civilization may represent Ada's potential future path. The Archangel's theory suggests creatures similar to Huiming exist in Asia but in another dimension, making them untouchable yet dangerous. This explains why Asia's alienation environment is more severe than Vela's. Its monsters are close but invisible, like walking through a foggy swamp. A solution emerges. Finding and reassembling all pieces of Fangzhou could save Ada. The plan involves transforming someone into a perfect authorized person to control the tower and initiate the third recall, potentially returning Ada to normal and giving everyone affected by the disaster a new life. A warning is issued not to act rashly or attempt entering another space, regardless of information found in the network. Questions arise about Frigga's connection to the perpetrator and the possibility of AI code installations affecting multiple individuals. The scene shifts to lighter interactions involving Mia and Carrot. A new T5 inhibitor blueprint arrives, promising improved safety and reliability. Tension develops when Carrot upsets Mia, leading to a conflict over hair coloring. Carrot demonstrates technical knowledge by identifying rare alloy materials and offering assistance with machine remodeling. The focus turns to Carrot's reluctance to return home, citing unfinished adventures including seeing the desert and an underwater city. A resolution is reached as someone offers to take Carrot to visit Vela, the desert, and the underwater city. The group embarks on their journey, with Carrot expressing excitement about finally seeing the desert described in Grandmother's book. A conversation reveals that someone had been pretending to have amnesia out of fear of not being accepted. They confessed this secret only to Shirley, expressing guilt about deceiving the kind Lord Seldar and asking Shirley to keep their secret. An introduction takes place between several characters, including Shirley, Carrot, Lord Seldar, and Lin Yi. There are mentions of previous heroic deeds in Hide involving an Authorizer who helped solve major problems in Gersodos. A discussion occurs about accessing Haijata headquarters, with some playful banter about using connections and favors carefully. The conversation reveals how spending time at Haijate has taught someone negotiation skills. Lin Ye meets Huluo Bei, who expresses dislike for dark indoor spaces reminiscent of Kiro. Background information reveals Huluo Bei survived a spaceship accident and landed in Asia via escape pod. The matter requires coordination with Parody and High Guard headquarters. The group plans to visit various locations, including seeing shield beasts and potentially meeting friends in Enos. Huluo Bei shows particular excitement about exploring outdoor areas and seeing new animals. A delightful interaction occurs with a shield beast, where Huluo Bei offers it carrots. The significance of carrots in Chilo culture is explained. They are precious ingredients that improve night vision and provide essential vitamins for space survival. The adventure continues to a rainforest area featuring mysterious plants and the Leon Tang staircase. Despite Hulo Base enthusiasm to climb, they are redirected to safer activities, including viewing an impressively tall red tree. Discussion turns to collecting plant samples for Hulua Bay's grandmother, who previously owned a flower shop. Plans are made to visit the forest area to gather specimens with proper preservation methods. The group encounters a sudden rainstorm and takes shelter. They witness a magnificent rainbow, leading to contemplative observations about nature's beauty and the refreshing qualities of rain. Despite showing signs of fatigue, Hulua Bay insists on continuing their exploration, specifically wanting to see an underwater city. The group decides to head to Enos for rest. The group meets Fiona, an executor from Enos. Hulua Bay reveals more about their identity as a member of a pirate group and attempts to recruit Lei Bay, who politely declines the invitation to become a pirate. A lively recruitment competition unfolds between two teams as they try to convince each other to join their respective groups. Despite their competitive banter about height differences and qualifications, physical confrontation is avoided since fighting among kids is not allowed. An important secret is revealed about a character named Carrot. They did not actually have amnesia, but had fabricated the story out of fear of rejection. This information was shared in confidence with instructions not to tell others. A deep discussion reveals that Antoria, who had uploaded his consciousness to the net 50 years ago before entering hyperspace, has been destroyed by the deicide virus. This leaves behind a significant burden, the existence of the only perfect Authorizer remaining in the world. Complex challenges around global remote points and tower construction are discussed. The only potential solution involves uniting everyone and connecting all deicide Ada towers under Antoria's control, though finding all the deicide Ida presents significant difficulties. Urgent news arrives from Parody about Kira wanting Frigga returned quickly, despite Frigga's apparent happiness in their current location. This creates tension about the timing and necessity of Frigga's return. The situation becomes more complex with revelations about Frigga's injury-related memory loss and Kiro's mysterious urgency regarding the matter. There are underlying tensions and unexplained behaviors from various parties involved. Plans are made to prepare for space travel, including customizing astronaut suits and safety seats. Various practical preparations are underway while waiting for important responses from key individuals. Technical discussions begin regarding the spaceship Tianwen 4693, focusing on its limitations including energy storage constraints and engine efficiency issues. This leads to debates about potential solutions and modifications. A heated academic debate ensues between engineering experts about the best approach to modify the spacecraft. The discussion centers on whether to redesign the engine or transform the ship's structure, with each option presenting different risks and time frames. A transmission design remodeling plan was being discussed after an overnight study session. Haijari had provided supply requirements that needed to be completed within a specific time frame. While the plan appeared unconventional, it was deemed workable. There was discussion about a potential new engine design that could improve everything, but time constraints were a significant concern. The team faced pressure to complete the transmission remodeling on schedule to avoid financial penalties from Haigare and to preserve holiday plans. A debate emerged about pursuing innovative ideas versus meeting practical deadlines. Some advocated for implementing creative solutions, while others emphasized the importance of adhering to contractual obligations and timelines. An unexpected interruption came from Corobe, identified as a passenger from Kylo spacecraft. Despite appearing young, Corobe carried a sophisticated robot with intricate weaponry, which caught the attention of the technical team. Corobe made a dramatic self-introduction, claiming multiple impressive titles, including being a genius robot from Hejade, a goddess of Roland Ranron, an undefeated pirate, and the only person to leave Ida in 264 years. The discussion shifted to spacecraft remodeling priorities, with particular emphasis placed on emergency escape pod systems. This focus stemmed from Corobe's survival experience using an escape pod. Plans were made for a period of rest before the spaceship launch. Arrangements were discussed regarding Corobe's temporary situation, including coordinating with the tribe for later pickup. Concerns arose about Corobe's background and behavior patterns, including apparent habitual deception, claims about pirate affiliations, and reluctance to return to Kylo despite having family there. A decision was made to investigate further, with Shirley agreeing to accompany others to Kylo to escort Corobe and uncover potential secrets about the location. This commitment was made despite recent reunions with Mr. Shia, demonstrating dedication to solving the mystery.